Hey everybody, welcome back to our Paladin, to the Bloodsail Buccaneers server, and to Hardcore. I did put Westfall in the title because I thought maybe we'd go grind that way, but maybe we hang out here. Maybe we hang out here. It looks very pretty this time of day. And yes, we are live. Thank you guys for being here, especially if you were also here earlier today. This one's probably going to be a little bit shorter. I only planned to be on for like an hour or so, but I felt like it was a good opportunity to get on and maybe do some just straight up grinding somewhere. We still need creatures, so maybe we can fight to the south here. Might be okay. Speaking of the music, how is the music? Because I noticed that on the playbacks from earlier, it was a little too quiet. Everything was a little too quiet in-game sound-wise. So I kind of want the music and the ambience to be at least almost as loud as me. So basically right now I have the in-game sounds cranked up in OBS. Let me know if this is not loud enough. Music is good. Okay, cool. We need these whelps for a quest, but of everything here they have the highest probability to kill us. So maybe we just don't fight too many of them. Thanks, Michael. I appreciate that. We'll see if it works out. I'm really enjoying it. We kind of have to wait and see how much you guys enjoy it and how much YouTube enjoys it. Because I'm really digging it. I had a lot of hesitation, you know, well, it's been years now that I've been kind of hesitating, deciding if I really wanted to stream live or if I just wanted to keep doing what I was doing. And I very much have enjoyed today. It's been quite a pleasant surprise. Yeah, anything with a fireball is terrible. The whelps almost killed us earlier today as well. We had aggroed a couple of gnolls and also aggroed a whelp, and if it weren't for the heal of a random priest, we probably would have died. Thank you guys. I'm glad that you're digging the streams. To be fair, I don't think I'm a natural. I had years of experience facilitating classrooms working for a major corporation. And that probably gave me some of the skills I actually needed to speak in this format and to kind of speak on the fly about things. I definitely give my past work experience a lot of credit for where I am today and the skills that I do have today. I definitely wasn't a natural. When I started teaching classes, I was terrified to get in front of people, I was terrified to speak in front of people, and what initially compelled me to teach class and to get into the line of work I went into was that I wanted to write, and I had the opportunity to write training materials, but they also wanted me to teach it. So I had to kind of man up and figure out how to stand in front of people and talk. if I wanted to write for a living. The puppy's doing good. Just took him outside before the stream started to let him use the potty if he wanted, get some energy out. He just bakes in the sunshine and he gets hot and exhausted pretty easily just standing out in the heat. Which is what happens to me too, surprisingly. I just get exhausted immediately. Joe, I will do dead mines when I want to get this character killed. I don't know if I'm doing dead mines. I'm basically terrified to do dead mines because there's so many like buggy mobs in dead mines. I think about the boat and how often when you approach the boat, you will pull enemies from the tiers above you on the boat, and you don't really know that's happening until it's far too late, and a mob of like 6 enemies rounds the corner and murders your healer. So I don't really want to do dead mines. It's one of the buggiest instances. It has so many places where a bad pull will definitely get you killed. And it really worries me. I don't know if it would be responsible. Because remember guys, I would be tanking it. I don't know if we want that. Maybe I could try to go as a healer, but I still feel like the same kind of craziness could happen, and it might result in us having to like bubble and run out of the instance, abandoning our fellows to die. Which, you know, I'm not above doing that if that's what the situation calls for. I just don't want to put myself in that situation, I don't think. I should probably be brave and be bold and just do the dead mines run, but I don't know if I have it in me. I don't want 2 of these guys. Guys, we're gonna run from this. Like, oh look, we didn't aggro the other. Oh no, we're gonna aggro it. Okay, we run from this. Initial thoughts still stands. We run from this. Okay. 2 whelps equals we run. Rexcar, exactly, man. That's how it was for me. I wanted to do the writing bit, and they just told me, look, if you want to do the writing bit, you're going to have to do the talking bit too. So you'd better figure that out. And it took time, and I had a lot of really good speaking coaches, because when I first started facilitating, I talked really, really, really fast. So fast. And obviously a lot of that was anxiety. But yeah, I had a lot of great coaches. A lot of people, you know, got me to where I am today. In that regard, because I could easily still be the person that's terrified to talk out loud. Yeah, Joe, I'm not sure we get an AoE taunt. I know we get a single target taunt, and I don't know what level that is. I don't have it yet, and I'm fully trained up right now. As of level 20, we're fully trained up. So anything that we could have access to, we do. I have Righteous Fury, which is what gives us, like, just the additional threat. And we don't have Consecrate yet, although I kind of thought we'd have Consecrate. We are trained up fully, though, so maybe Consecrate is a level 22 or 24 type of thing. That being said, if I was going to tank, I would love to have Consecrate, because that's just like free AoE threat. And without that free AoE threat, we're going to be single targeting stuff. Consecrate is part of the holy tree. Oh, Lord. Really? It's not base? Oh, I see. Okay, well that's fine because we are currently working into the holy tree, and now I feel like I do have to get this. I suppose that the only time I've played a paladin to any high level was in Wrath of the Lich King. And I'm assuming that in Wrath of the Lich King, Consecrate is baseline, right? I didn't spec into that because I spec'd Ret. That's really good to know, and it solves that mystery. I think I will grab Consecrate because we are definitely going to finish off Divine Strength and then go into Improved Seal of Righteousness for 5 points. One more point spent over here getting us Consecration sounds pretty good. Especially because I plan to tank some dungeons. I just really don't want to do Dead Mines because I don't trust it. I don't trust that damnable boat or its crew. One of the mistakes I've been making is I've been playing way too zoomed in today. I do need to zoom out a bit. So, question for you guys. This is one of the few technical things I've been struggling with when it comes to streaming on YouTube. And on Twitch you can't do it, but on YouTube I should be able to stream in 1440 resolution. And I'm wondering if any of you guys click the gear, if you have a 1440 capable device that you're viewing on, are you able to render this in 1440, or are we still capped at 1080 like I believe we are? James, I have favorite classes, and I have classes that I don't like so much, but I don't know if I have, like, a favorite single class. I would have said 6 months ago, a year ago, I probably would have said Warrior. I don't know if that's true anymore. You can do 1440. Hey, that's awesome. Look, I'm learning. Yeah, I hate putting stuff out in 1080 because then it gets all grainy anytime you move. The shadows and darkness are particularly grainy when you're in 1080. And so I put my bitrate up to 50,000 kilobytes, kbps, and so that got fixed, but last one rendered in 1080, and I thought I found the setting, so it's good to know that I can Google stuff and make adjustments. 1440-60 is where I want to live, and it's where I want the content to live, so as long as I can stream and I can have the VODs and everything go up in 1440, then I'm perfectly happy always doing the streams. So that's really cool. Thank you guys for checking that. I do appreciate that. We need to go vendor, and I need to buy some 8-slot bags. I don't want to do it because it's going to cost a lot of money, but I feel like I have to. Joe, I was thinking that exact thing, man. Like, I don't want to put myself in a position where I don't have AoE threat, you know what I mean? If I don't have AoE threat, I'm gonna get somebody else killed, and I'm probably gonna just screw the group. That being said, you know, like, a warrior wouldn't really have much AoE threat in vanilla. As a warrior, you can charge in battle stance, and you can thunderclap in battle stance. But you're not getting a lot of threat from that because you're only generating extra threat in defensive stance. But yeah, not having Consecrate would just be gimping myself, and I don't need to gimp myself any further.
Hello.
Let's see. We gotta open you. The Murloc fins I don't need anymore. These, there's a recipe to cook them, but I don't have it yet. And we don't want to sell any snouts or any spider meat, but we can sell the ichor. Have I considered doing political commentary while live streaming? That seems like it would be a great way to anger and alienate people. I believe that for the most part, politics should be left to the politicians because they are the professionals. I will voice opinions on things from time to time. If I have a strong opinion on something that I feel like it's valid, I'll talk about my opinions, but I won't talk about politics. Because I am not a politician. I am playing World of Warcraft. I like to like basically have it be a place where we avoid politics and just cooperate under the banner of humanity, and humanity specifically that likes World of Warcraft. We can just kind of coalesce under that party instead, you know. But yeah, I don't know anything about politics. What I know is like I know things that I hate the sound of and things I like the sound of, but that doesn't make me qualified to talk about politics.
Light bless you.
So we have an inventory issue. Let's find the I gotta focus up. I gotta find a way to focus and chat with you guys.
Need help?
Otherwise I never get anything done. Let's go with some 8-slot bags here. I feel like we can get, maybe we do 2 of them. We do 3 of them, that way we keep our pretty red bag. Okay, 8-slot, 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 6-slot. Okay, perfect. I'm going to keep one of these bags to put in our bank so that we can open up some more bank slots when we need them. Joe, you think Horde is better for hardcore? I think that some of the zones are easier to level through. But ultimately, like, whether it's better or not, it's just going to depend on what your aesthetic is that you prefer and the zones you want to quest through and stuff like that. I like them both for different reasons. I agree that the early Horde questing is a little bit more forgiving. There's less guys in the early Horde questing who have fireballs that can just melt your face. You get to the Deforesters in Stone Talon, and that's really the first time on the Horde side you come up against something hurling fireballs that can really kill you. But as a person who played a ton of Horde back in the day, I like things on the Alliance. It's not super fresh anymore, obviously. We've done a lot of Alliance playthroughs, but it's a little bit more fresh than most stuff on the Horde is. But with hardcore, I like to go back and forth. TBC hardcore would be awesome. To be able to be an Alliance Shaman would be the best. I definitely agree that I would love to be able to be an Alliance Shaman, because I'd love to play a Shaman, but I'd love to also play Alliance. It's like I want to do both of those things at the same time. And I think that TBC, you know, you could do hardcore in TBC and it would still be hardcore. Whereas I think like if you move to Wrath, then I don't know if that hardcore qualifies as hardcore anymore. All I can say is, you know, cross your fingers for Classic Plus, where maybe we get changes like that to Classic. Like, just opening up some of the race class restrictions in Classic era would make it so fresh for so many people, because we're so used to being locked in to the current races and classes. Imagine if we can do, you know, not Draenei, but we can do Dwarf Shaman on the Alliance. They have a precedent later on, obviously. There are Dwarf Shamans now in retail, so doing things like opening up Dwarf Shaman and... Who would we give Paladin to over on the Horde side? If we got Dwarf Shaman, who would be a Horde Paladin? Classic era, what race? The Tauren, I guess, because they eventually get Paladins, so the Tauren could be a way to have Horde Paladins. Dan, thank you, man. I'm glad you enjoy the content. Thank you for being here. What's wrong with the Draenei starting area? Well, I like it aesthetically. It's very pretty. It's one of the prettiest zones in the game, I think. The only quest I dislike is the Owlkin inoculation quest. Having to find the ones that are like that are ready to be inoculated. It's boring. Fair. Yeah. Now that I think about it, it's not very exciting. For being like a race that just crashed onto the planet in a catastrophe and like most of you have died, you're right. Like given that, it's not very exciting. If I'm looking up here, I could be getting the pikes and the rivets, I think, if we're finding gnolls, but we're really not finding that many living gnolls. Blood Elf starting area is definitely far and away one of the best starting areas, yeah. The music is absolutely amazing. It's a little bit Lord of the Ringsy, but that's okay. The visuals, stunning. Having the architecture that goes up into the sky and having that being so unlike anything that we see anywhere else in any other starting zone was always really cool to me. Just seeing all the spires that kind of go up, even the ones that you can't get to or go on, it just kind of sets the backdrop. I always thought that was really cool to be able to see that verticality. I'm gonna go back and turn this one in because I'm sure that our bags are getting full. It's not too bad, actually. Least favorite starting zone for me, I guess, would probably be Durotar. It's just red. It's like the surface of Mars, and it's all the same. It's all the same throughout, and it gets tedious. You get a little break when you go down to the Echo Isles, but it's only that one small area that's different, and the rest of Durotar is just red rocks. Mulgore is one of my favorites for just how peaceful it is. It was also the first zone in the game that I ever logged in and like ran a character around on a friend's account. So I have fond memories of it.
What can I do for you?
Have I seen any good movies recently? You know, I really haven't. I'm not a big movie watcher, just like I'm not really a big TV show watcher.
Be careful.
Yeah, I just haven't watched a lot of movies recently. And I've been weaning myself off most of the TV shows that I've watched. I'm kind of done watching them. I have issues with how stories are written for TV and film. And how, you know, I guess some movies are different because some movies are supposed to contain a really short, concise story. But, you know, a lot of movies now are trilogies, and there's the MCU. It's like 38 movies. You're supposed to somehow watch them all and care about them. And so I just kind of fell out of watching any of it or following any movies that come out. You know, I saw the Super Mario movie, and it was fun. And that was the last movie that I watched.
Safe travels.
X-Files, man. Yeah, X-Files. Specifically, like, seasons 4 and 5 of the X-Files were, like, the best. When they got to a point where they could do, like, the funny episodes here and there, like the Cops. Remember the Cops episode? Or it was like an episode of the show Cops, but it was Mulder and Scully. Probably one of my favorite TV show episodes of all time.
Well met.
Alright, the bags are as empty as they're going to get. Let me head out here. Johnny Hoover, thank you so much, man. That's super generous of you. Thank you. Thanks for being here. Yeah, the X-Files was great. You know what was almost really great? Fringe. Fringe was almost really great. Before, you know, it was on Fox, so it was doomed basically. But you know, Fringe was actually in the X-Files universe. They actually referenced the X-Files a couple of times in Fringe. Fringe was the last network television show on a major network that I watched and actually thought was good. Not a cable network, but it was on an actual network. Sequest, I watched the crap out of Sequest. Telepathic dolphin, aliens underwater. Yep. I don't remember too much about the show. I feel like it ended up getting pretty wacky and far out there, but yeah. Do I think that the official hardcore servers will improve or degrade the hardcore experience? It really depends on what the rules are. I can't talk to it yet because we don't know what the rules are going to be on the official hardcore servers. They haven't given us any information. So, I mean, we have to wait and see. If they lift a bunch of restrictions, it could be a shit show. If it goes exactly like it does now, people could also not like that. It's really hard to say without having details about it. All we can do is speculate. I have to believe that Blizzard is talking with like the people in the community, especially like a lot of the bigger content creators who have been with the community. And I feel like they have to be having conversations and figuring out the right and wrong things to do. So as long as they're talking to the right people and they're being receptive like they have been recently, I feel like we're in for a good time. If this were the Blizzard of a year ago, I'd say for sure they were going to fumble it. But I believe that like something has changed. Rexcar, Quantum Leap is still my mom's favorite show to this day. She even watched the reboot of it that they put up on NBC recently for some reason. And Dr. Sam Beckett. Dustin, we have a bunch of Blu-rays tucked away somewhere for like the Blu-ray player that we no longer have anymore. Because the only way I had to play Blu-rays was when I had my old PS4 Pro. And then after that I realized like I don't have a Blu-ray player and I really can't bring myself to buy such a device. So now I just have these Blu-rays. I have the original trilogy, Star Wars, on Blu-ray, and I'm like, that's awesome. Can't watch that. Does the PS5 play Blu-rays? I assume that it would. But actually, I don't know if maybe it's not an abandoned format. Like, they sometimes abandon these physical formats. I can't keep track anymore. The PS5 does support Blu-ray. Oh, that's cool. So eventually I'll have a PS5. Now that you can get PS5s and you don't have to pay $7,000 for one, eventually I can justify getting one. It's good to know that some of those movies will be able to be watched on it. DWP, I was not in the military, but both of my parents were. Yeah, they were both in the army. They met in the army. If you saw me, you would assume I was in the military too. I get that all the time. I stand at rest and stuff. Here we go. I keep thinking we're going to be able to get some of these quest items, but this camp is, you know, it's just obliterated every time we come by. I don't see any corpses and I don't see any players, so maybe... Yeah, there we go. Look at that. Glad I didn't stay in there. That was potentially bad. Alright, so we have the kill quest as well. 10 brutes and the rivets and the pikes. My favorite class to play, like I said, I don't have a favorite class right now. I have lots of classes that I really like, and then I have classes that I'm not so fond of. Top of the list, probably warrior would be at the top. Let's heal this, and then we think about running away. Oh look, somebody's got our back here, so we're good. Yeah, warrior, rogue. Mage was a lot of fun. Surprisingly, the mage was really enjoyable. I play so many classes that anymore it's really hard to say what my favorite class is. Right now, my favorite class is the class that's alive. I have to be in that mindset. Yeah, Zach, if it was 2 days ago, man, I would tell you that I don't stream. We just started streaming today. So you haven't missed much. Brother Jerry, thanks for being here. This hunter keeps kind of freaking me out because every time I see those arrows come in, I think they're hitting us. And I have this moment where my heart drops. I suppose if I want to work on this quest, I have to kind of wait here, but I'm not convinced that we need to really work on the quest right now. Let's head back over down here, and we can just fight some wildlife. Do we still need the whelps? No, we don't need the whelps. Hey Alex, when I do something new, I tend to do a lot of it all at once, so I kind of start to get familiar with it. I'm like, that's kind of how I am. Like, if I start to do a new thing, I do a bunch of it right away. And so that way, like, the learning gets compounded. I don't forget anything. So yes, we have streamed a lot today. For going from no streaming to streaming, we've done a lot today. Will every day be as busy as this? Yeah, I'd like to think so. Let's see, what do we do here? We bubble run? Yeah, oh, the hunter. Braxtor, my man. I appreciate you. Level 41 Dwarf Hunter, for some reason just kind of hanging out with us here in Redridge, has gotten us out of trouble a couple of times. I can't come to count on that because that would be dangerous. I don't know what the official streamer treatment is. I don't know if I'm officially a streamer. I don't know if one day qualifies me for much of anything. I mean, this is an RP realm. I know, it's a technicality. Bloodsail Buccaneers is technically an RP realm. I don't think I can RP. I don't think I have a big enough imagination for it anymore. I could probably lead a D&D campaign as like the dungeon master. Because I like crafting stories and telling them. But I don't know if I could actually roleplay. The last time I was even a player in a D&D campaign was probably in my like early 20s, which it was a long time ago. And when I was younger than that, me and my friends used to LARP. We used to go LARP. We used to LARP at parks where if you got caught LARPing, you were gonna get beat up. So like, you would LARP a bit, but then if somebody came around, you'd kind of just be chill for a minute. Because at the parks I hung out with, like, you were at a park where you would probably get beat up if somebody saw you LARPing. But those days are long ago. And I just don't know if I have the right mindset to roleplay a character. To be a streamer, you gotta get involved in massive drama, then make an apology video to qualify as an official streamer. Yeah. No, firstly, I have to tell a heinous lie. Right, yeah, I have to get involved in a massive drama. I have to tell a heinous lie. I have to stick to my guns shamelessly while being confronted with proof that I'm wrong. And then I have to take the stream down, and then later I have to post an apology video where I don't really apologize and where I also still lie. And then I would be an official streamer. Is that how it works? Not that I'm referencing anything real that happened to anybody recently, you know. We didn't actually have any, we didn't do the whole thing where we had weapons. We just pretended to have the weapons, which is even dorkier than actually having fake weapons. When you're just pretending to hold them. Yeah, listen, I just hate not having bag space. Okay, I just hate it. I just hate it so much. I hated it so much that I just had to lie about it. When I hate things, it turns out, I just tell lies about them. It's a weird reaction. I'm actually diagnosed. Oh, see, look, I'm lying again. I can't help myself. Yeah, I mean, the best thing to do is just to not lie. But if you want to not lie, first you have to not do heinous shit. It's like, but the two kind of go together. And especially when you're in a position where you're going to be talking to people all day long, and you're going to be saying things all day long, you just have to say things that are honest, or at least natural. Everybody contradicts themselves every once in a while, so it's not like you're never going to contradict yourself, but there's a difference between contradicting yourself and concocting a lie and then trying to gaslight an audience. Yeah, lightsaber duels, man. Definitely. I would have a lightsaber duel today. I'll have a lightsaber duel any day of the week. I have foam practice swords. So, I mean, we can start there. We can graduate to lightsabers. I realize that when I'm streaming, though, I don't think I drink enough coffee, and I don't think I drink enough water. And I have to find ways to combat those things. Braxtor HC, are you here in the stream, buddy? Or is it just coincidence that you're kind of hanging out with us at level 41 in Red Ridge Mountains? That's not a typical place you see level 41s. Right now, the time for me is 7:10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Yeah, JC, the drama reference was just from a hardcore streamer on Twitch who told some lies and then tried to gaslight an entire audience of thinking rational human beings that he wasn't lying to them. And then he had to come clean, but in coming clean, he really just blamed everybody else about what happened. Just typical nonsense, nothing to be concerned about. I don't remember how I came across it. I was probably just checking out like Asmongold's channel or something. The worst part is, like, I almost feel bad for the guy, because he's obviously, like, just a kid, you know, he's probably in his early 20s still, and it just seems like, it was almost like he couldn't imagine that he wasn't getting away with what he did, and, like, was just in this, like, uber state of denial. Like, I just felt kind of bad for him. You have to kind of just pity somebody who's able to delude themselves so much that they think something like that's going to fly, that they're going to get away with it. Because if someone is like that, if they actually believe that, then they have so many other problems that all they really deserve is your pity. And you just have to hope that they learn something out of it and that they realize that they have to change. He's 31. Well, you know, immaturity, I guess, happens at all ages. Yeah. I guess the simple act of aging alone does not give you any maturity. I'm immature about lots of different things. But I guess in this case, it's just about, if you're an honest person naturally, then you're just naturally going to be honest. And if you're not, then you're probably used to getting away with things. And a mark of immaturity is, like, if you came up and you got to that age getting away with stuff that wasn't right. Firstly, I blame your parents a little bit. Secondly, the system failed you. But thirdly, you have to learn at some point and just become a better human being. Adrian, thank you for being here. I appreciate that. It's interesting. I find it, while streaming, I find it really easy just to fight stuff for long periods of time. And but I seem to find it challenging to focus on a quest. To be fair, I haven't set out to focus on a quest yet. But it is really easy just to get sucked into fighting stuff. In a way that when you're just kind of sitting there doing a recording, it's like you almost don't want to do a lot of grinding, even if you set out to do it. It just doesn't feel natural to grind. Least favorite Red Ridge quest, the one that gets us killed. That's gonna be my least favorite Red Ridge quest. Is the one that kills us, if that happens. And if none of them kill us, then I love all of them, and they're all my favorite quests. But really thinking about it, the stuff over here with the gnolls, there's all these gnolls over here, and there are quests to do. There's a tower. A lot of the stuff on the eastern side of the zone I'm not excited about. I'm also not excited about whatever's happening behind us. Not excited about that either. We have a condor and a tarantula. There we go. We don't want to run into the flame spewer ahead of us. Let's go ahead and heal, and let's drink, and let's think for a minute here. The Azora Tower, is that the one? And then there's the keep with the orcs. I think that's elite, though. I think we're gonna have to skip that one naturally. Okay, let's think about this. What are we looking at here? We need 2 more condor meat, and I'm just really surprised. We must be fighting mostly spiders. It would be really cool to get the rest of the condor meat. Maybe I'll try to focus on that for a second. I feel like the respawn rate does account for just so many deaths just in general. And there are certain areas that are definitely worse than others, but respawns have killed a number of our characters that you'd think if those had respawned 20 seconds later, 30 seconds later, the character would still be alive. I've just come to kind of accept it as part of the challenge. It's a part of the game, and it's something that you have to ingrain into your mind. Every choice you make kind of has to be with the thought of where are the respawns going to pop back up. Or you have to think like, I'm just going to deal with the respawns if they happen, and here are the buttons I'm going to use to do it. But it has become just a part of the game mechanics to me. And they're variable, right? The spawn rates are variable, so it's like you're playing with a different affix every time you log in and every time you go to a new zone. This hunter, he keeps scaring me. He scares me with his bullets. He's scaring me with the bird chasing us. I'm generally kind of worried. But he has been helping us out, so I shouldn't complain too much. If we can complete the Red Ridge Goulash, then I think I'd want to go to Westfall for a bit. What keeps me motivated playing hardcore is literally, it's the challenge, but it's how immersed I get because of the challenge, because of the fact that we could die at any moment, and that we don't get the res. For me, it creates a level of immersion in the character and a level of care in the way I play that doesn't exist in other modes of the game. And like, as far as why I keep coming back for more punishment after getting character after character killed, I think there's like something in us that either is like that or not. I feel like there are probably some people who could never fathom deleting a character that they've leveled in any way. Even if they never plan to come back and play it again, I feel like it would be hard for a lot of people to do that. And I think part of what makes it easy is I've played a lot of World of Warcraft. And so I can like get into my character and care about my character, but acknowledge that I might have to delete this character. Ultimately, I want to succeed at the challenge. It's egotism, because I think that I can do it, right? I have this thought, like, I've played a lot of WoW, I feel like I'm pretty good at the game, and I feel like I can do this challenge. Is this real? It is real, Alfonso. I am real. I am also real. This is a real stream, and I am a real person. Lael, thanks for being here. I appreciate that. This is an orc camp that I don't want to mess with for any reason, and our tin vein is being mined out by a human warrior. The streams are going to become a regular occurrence, yes. It turns out that I like this a lot, And it turns out that I didn't have any major technical problems. All the kind of reasons I had for myself for not really wanting to stream live, like, they just didn't stand up in light of how much I enjoy being able to be on here and interacting with you guys. So yeah, I've learned a lot about myself today, and I've learned a little bit about how to stream on YouTube, and putting those two things together, I think that we can make these regular occurrences. For as long as you guys are into them. This is Bloodsail Buccaneers, 24-hour hardcore stream. No. But, you know, maybe similar to the amount of time I've streamed today. And then maybe more depending on like how hype we are for what we're doing. Like if we're talking about day one of hardcore, then I'm probably going to stream a lot that day when the official servers go live. And you know, it'll be all hours of the day. You know, I usually start recordings at like 9 a.m. Central Time, so I'm thinking about kicking streams off around 9:30. I'm sorry, Eastern Time. In my house, my wife works for H&R Block and they, out of their world headquarters, but she works from home from here, so her time is all in Central Time. My time is in Eastern Time, so when she's talking to me, she's always talking in Central Time, but yeah, I'm actually in Eastern. So 9:30 Eastern is what I was thinking for morning streams. And then depending on how long those go, coming back sometime after lunch for the afternoon. With the occasional evening stream like this, here and there, whenever I have the energy and compulsion to do so. It's 12 a.m. in the UK. Right on. That probably works for some people and less for others. Bushman, thank you. And thank you for being here. I appreciate that. I would like to make sure that I stream at different times of the day so that people in different time zones and on different schedules have a chance to come if they want to. 2 a.m. in Romania. Nice. John M, thank you. Clemens, thank you. Thank you guys for being here. I appreciate you guys all showing up. Three favorite WoW zones. There's so many good zones. I'd have to put a lot of thought into it and make like a comprehensive top 10 list. And it also depends on what, if we're confining ourselves to just classic era content or if we're talking about expansion content. It would be easier for me to list the zones in WoW that I don't like. And you can sum those up. Any zone that has a uniform surface of the moon type look, I typically hate. So things like Desolus and Burning Steppes, the Badlands, which is like, the Badlands looks just like Durotar to me. Those are the zones that I don't really care for. Every other zone I really enjoy. Of the zones that are not blasted surface of the moon, Darkshore is not a fun zone for me. I don't know what it is about Darkshore. I don't know if it's the way the quests play out throughout the zone, or if it's purely the aesthetics that I don't like, but I don't like Darkshore. It's really one of the only early game zones besides Durotar that I don't care for. James White, thank you for that, man. I appreciate it, and thank you for being here. Yeah, Clemens, you don't want to play hardcore sleepy. You don't want to play hardcore sleepy, or you don't want to play hardcore in a bad mood. You don't want to play hardcore with any, like, negative psychological afflictions. And sleep deprivation counts. The Barrens is amazing, and surprisingly, I never really get sick of the Barrens. It's really weird. We spent a lot of time in the Barrens on the Druid, and then we turned around and we did a Troll Mage, and through all of that, I never felt sick of the Barrens. We were doing zone hopping, so that kind of keeps it a little fresh, but... You'd think after 2 characters going through the Barrens I'd be sick of it, but I'm still not. I wonder if there's a place with like a larger bird population that I should be in. I feel like there's only 2 or 3 spawns over here and I'm just missing them. I'm not looking that way when they spawn in and they're getting killed off. There we go. Alright, this is the lucky one. I can feel it as long as it doesn't get tagged by the Druid. Okay, it wasn't the lucky one. It was another one that got tagged by the Druid. Let's head back here, maybe we can grab this guy. He was emotionally distraught and then he suicided out by running out of guard? No! Yeah, you definitely can't play hardcore intoxicated. I wouldn't recommend doing anything intoxicated, but least of all would I recommend driving vehicles or playing hardcore. It's just a thing you don't do. Oh, you can't cry in the chat? You can't cry in chat, though? He cried in chat. Yeah, I see. I've never shed tears for a character. I don't know if I could. Maybe I could. Maybe if it was a super high level, I don't know if I would shed tears. What I have done after losing a character is I've taken a nap. I've done that twice. I've just gone and laid on the couch, and I've closed my eyes, and I've taken a little nap. And that resets me, and then when I wake up, I'm ready to start a new character. It's kind of incredible. To be fair, Bushman, the Thunder Bluff bridges are basically designed so that the guardrails that are supposed to keep you in actually act as ramps that propel your character into oblivion. It's kind of crazy. It's always been weird to me how like they have these little guardrails on the bridges, but they're just slanted enough that you just run right off. Like, what is the point of a guardrail if my character can literally just fly off of it? Please fix the guardrails. Hashtag fix the guardrails on the Thunder Bluff bridges. Make Thunder Bluff safe again. Our inventory is full, but we're gonna kill this dire condor, and he's gonna drop the last piece of meat we need. I can feel it. We go from having no birds to fight to being surrounded by birds. Perfect. 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 Clemens, you have a point. The Horde cities are kind of full of death traps, and the Alliance cities aren't like that. Now, Ironforge, there's lava, so potentially you fall into the lava, you melt down there, maybe you can't figure out how to get out. Stormwind, yeah, you can't really fall off. Even the Mage Tower, I don't even think jumping off the Mage Tower you could die. Tactical Warrior, you don't have to do anything, but I would highly recommend it and appreciate it. Thank you for being here, though. There's a sewer beast in Stormwind? No. No. Is this real? I guess it must be. I'm not going to go and investigate the sewer beast because you're telling me that it's deadly, but I am kind of intrigued. Someone also told me that if you fire off an AoE in the courtyard of the Undercity, that there are spirits there that you can't see them, but if they get hit with an AoE, they will attack you. I think that that is false, but I would be interested to find out. Not personally in a hardcore character, just to find out in general. It's a rare spawn gator. Okay, so it's not always there. There's not always a sewer monster in Stormwind, but sometimes it is. I'll have to look this up on YouTube or something and find a video of it. Warlocks can see the Undercity mobs? That would be cool. Interesting.
Hello. Be careful.
We need a vendor. Aren't you a flower vendor? No.
Well met.
You're an
Farewell.
herbalist.
What can I do for you? Safe travels. Well met. See you around.
Good day to you.
This server here is the Bloodsail Buccaneers server. We are doing professions while leveling, here and there a little bit. We have leveled some of our professions. It's blacksmithing, mining, cooking. I haven't worked on them today at all. Well, no, I did some smelting. That was about it. What else can we sell? Let's get rid of the boar intestines, the leather boots we don't need. The flask of oil we can get rid of now. We don't need those anymore. We have 4 shadow gems, apparently. Have a good one. Let's go over to Westfall. Let's do a little bit of grinding in Westfall. That's probably how I'll finish out the night, I think. I don't really think there's anything else here that I want to keep working on. We can keep pushing this quest, but it's level 20 and we're level 21. We don't really need to be working on that right now. And as far as like low-level quests go, I don't think there's anywhere else we can really go to get some low-level questing done. Duskwood starts at level 20. Level 20 for jitters.
Hey there. Have a good one.
JC, thank you for being here today. I appreciate it. Take care. Sea Money, yeah, we're on Bloodsail Buccaneers. If you come to Westfall, you could probably run into me right now. That's where we're headed. Unless we get separated by layers, which yeah, I guess that could happen. I don't know how much the layering happens in Classic Era. I guess it must be there to some extent. Well, hey, at least Westfall looks pretty tonight. It looked like it was raining in Elwyn, which would have been disgusting. Oh yeah, I like it. Okay, let's head over to the coast. There are some crustaceans I've heard that are over there that we could farm that are non-aggressive. That might be some good farming that's low risk. We might have to worry about murlocs, but we'll kind of check that out as we get into the area. And I don't know, maybe we grab the coast isn't clear. It's a level 19 quest, we're level 21, yeah, they're murlocs, but we might end up killing a murloc here or there anyway, so maybe we take the quest just to have it. And if we end up passively kind of completing it over time, I feel like that would be okay. I don't think I'm going to do Dead Mines, Jeff. For a couple of reasons. Dead Mines is notoriously just a little bit buggy. There's lots of places where you can accidentally pull way too many mobs. And I don't trust the goblins on the boat. They're shifty, and I don't trust them. And the problem is, like, I would be tanking it, so if I'm not comfortable with those pulls and I'm going to be the one having to pull them, then that's like a red flag that's going off for me. There's a bonus quest at the Murlocs drop. Is that the treasure map? Is the treasure map quest? Yeah, map, right. I think we're going to step into Duskwood tomorrow, man. I do think I want to get into Duskwood. It would be a new zone that we've never quested in hardcore, so I am excited to get into Duskwood. And I think that, yeah, I think that we'll do that tomorrow. Peace out. Thank you for being here, man. Have a good night. Take care. Yeah, the dungeons worry me because we've had a couple of successful runs, but I can see where things could just easily go wrong, and not only do I not want to die, I don't want to be responsible for getting other people killed. We bought 3 8-slot bags, but we do have 1 6-slot left to replace, so that would actually be cool if we could do that. Aha, here are the crustaceans. Nice. And yeah, there aren't a lot of Murlocs around here, which is surprising but welcome. Let's fight these guys for a bit. Yeah, I'm happy with this. It doesn't seem like there's a big chance of things getting behind us and surprising us here, so that's good. Shouldn't have to have many more close calls tonight. And you know, we could probably do the Murloc quest eventually. I really wouldn't mind having another level on it. If we were level 22, I'd feel a little bit safer. I remember that these Murlocs killed the hunter at level 19. And she had a pet. And we still got killed. I do need to stop selling the clams. I looked for the traveling salesman between Red Ridge and Goldshire, and I didn't come across him. Is this the same one, Alex, or is this somebody different? I just didn't run into him, and I don't know if I just missed him, or if he was on a different part of the route, or where he was. Right now, this is the sword that we have. 11.8 DPS, 3 stam, 3 strength. Yeah, for some reason I didn't see him, but you know what? It's very likely that I could have ran right past him while reading chat. Something like that could have happened. I don't know that it did. I feel like someone would have told me if it did. But I'll have to look for him again. I just don't know if what he has would be an upgrade over what we currently have equipped. He wasn't there at all, yeah. I'll make the run a couple more times in the future. We'll just kind of run out a couple times and see if we can get him, but I feel like eventually by the time we find him, the gear is going to be obsolete. The potions would be nice to have. We have a decent stack of potions right now, but we've been using them pretty frequently. We're going to need the next level of potions pretty soon. The more I kind of think about it, the more I think that, you know, future hardcore characters are probably mostly going to do herbalism and alchemy. Plus 8 strength, that might be an upgrade depending on what the DPS stats are.
Hello.
Nice. Okay, yeah, we need these. Tactical Warrior, thank you. Yeah, we do need to grab these. And then I need to spend some time actually fishing in the future. So, there's that.
Safe travels.
Oh, is that right? He only has the one, and that's right, if somebody else buys it, then he has to restock, and that takes time. I've always thought that was really interesting about the vanilla vendors, how they sometimes they'll have cool stuff, but they don't always have it, and they have a limited amount of it. And what is the restocking like? Is that like a 24-hour thing, or is it even longer than that to restock? Lael, I never knew there was an NPC down here either. You know, 20 years later, it turns out there's a fisherman here. That's what I love about Warcraft, is that, you know, you could play the game for 20 years and you're still learning. You're still seeing new places, new nooks and crannies in the world. And that's really special. A lot of games are not like that. So, it's really awesome. Yeah, that sword would be a hell of an upgrade. Obviously now it's about finding the guy and then hoping that he actually has it. I'm gonna stay zoomed out too, and maybe that'll help avoid anything walking up behind us. Old Murkai's corpse is over there. I think old Murkai patrols a little bit too, doesn't he? I think he does a little walk. I don't know how far he gets. He gets pretty far, apparently. He can go pretty far. According to Questy. Oh, see, a 30-minute to an hour restock isn't bad. I was thinking it would be like a 24-hour restock. I guess that would be like, it would be really, really hard to get those items if that were the case. It would probably be so hard that people wouldn't even try to bother with it. Static displayed, thank you. Good vibes to you, my friend. Blood Moon, hello, I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. Hope your evening is going well also. Jay Diamond, hello. Thanks for stopping by this evening, my friend. How absolutely gorgeous is the sunset in Westfall. Have to love it. The red flashies helped me that time. They said, hey Robert, look at your HP. It's getting remarkably low. You should do something about that. So it was nice that we turned on that little red flash. That's going to be really helpful. In the future, I'm going to try to schedule the streams much further in advance so you guys can kind of expect, you know, what's coming and not have it be like only a half hour to an hour notice. So like by the end of the night tonight, I will put up the time for the beginning of tomorrow morning's stream. And then a couple hours before the afternoon stream comes up, I will have that up and pending as well so you guys can kind of see that. Today was a little bit of a hectic day because I didn't expect to be here doing any of this, to be honest. This morning I thought I was getting on to do a little test of OBS and to make sure I could get things to work properly, and I thought, you know, maybe when Official Hardcore came out we would stream then, but then the rest of today happened. And I've been having a great time here with you guys, so I really appreciate you all showing up. It's been awesome. Yeah, I see Murlocs running in fear. Not a party that I want to get invited to. Let's head back this way. Shadowstar, thank you. I'm glad you're digging it. I always kind of worried about streaming. One of the things I told myself was that I wondered if it would be good for the content. I'm thinking about like the content first and thinking about if it would still be relaxing or immersive if we were streaming it live. Blood Moon, thank you. I'm really glad you guys are enjoying it. I'm enjoying it immensely. We looted something male. We got male legs, 12 attack power, 144 armor. We currently have strength and stam. I wonder if 12 attack power is going to be better than the 3 strength. Power's at 197 right now. 203. Yeah, I think that's a good indicator. Let's check that one more time. Melee attack stays the same, but the power does go up. So yeah, maybe this is an upgrade. I think this must be a little bit of an upgrade, so that's cool. Right on. Yeah, I think as long as I don't get pulled down too many rabbit holes, the content can still kind of be immersive and be content first. As long as I don't go down rabbit holes too often. I'm obviously going to rant about some things, especially with prompting. But I'll just try to keep it measured. One strength equals 2 attack power. You would think I would know simple formulae like that, but I don't. I've never been a numbers guy. The problem with not being a numbers guy is that numbers just don't stick in my head. So I'll try to remember that one though. 1 strength equals 2 attack power for warriors and paladins. So then 3 strength is going to be 6 attack power. 9. I see. I can't math. I'm already not mathing properly. 2, 4, 6. Right? Yeah. It's going to be 6 attack power. So Spirit handles mana and health regen, but I just don't know how much per class per point. It increases health and mana regeneration. Bushman, we'll see you next time. Thank you for being here, brother. I appreciate you. Take care out there. Leoben, thank you for being here, man. This is actually the first day that we've streamed. So you haven't missed much. Thanks for being here. I appreciate it. Track Pants, good morning. It's evening for me, but good morning to you if it's morning where you're at. Thank you for stopping by. Alright, well we're almost level 22. I feel like we're kind of at a point where yeah, maybe we could step into Duskwood for a little bit and we could do some of the preliminary quests there and just do things that aren't super dangerous. wolves on our heels. We can fight wolves up here. There's a spider quest. That's like a lower level spider quest. 8-legged menace. So I feel like if we wanted to start into Duskwood, we come in from Westfall. We grab these quests up here. We grab Jitter's quest. We grab 8-legged menace. And then we fight the spiders and the wolves. And then we can make our way to town. And then the rest of that is higher level stuff that I'm not sure that I'd want to do. Raven Hill, find out what's haunting Raven Hill. I do have a cooking recipe for the crabs, but mainly I'm really just grinding them for XP, but I am gonna buy the requisite refreshing water and we will cook this stuff up. But mainly we were just grinding on them. Right, yeah, hitting level 22 before going into Duskwood would also probably be pretty smart. I don't think we get any big attack abilities, but just getting the boost to our stats and a little bit more power could be helpful. Ooh, I had a couple of frame stutters there. But yeah, I really want to get into Duskwood, so I don't know if I'll be able to be patient enough to wait. That's kind of a bad mentality, but I think we'd be safe if we were working on the wolves and spiders, as long as we didn't really go into the interior, as long as we avoided the graveyard. We would probably be okay. You know, failing that, we could work on this Murloc quest. We could actually do the Murloc quest, and that would probably get us our level by the time we were done killing them and we got it turned in. That could get us level 22 pretty easily. But I think that those things are going to happen next time. Yeah, it's 8 o'clock. You know, when I sat down to stream this evening, I told myself that we would do 1 hour in the evening. We've done 1 hour and 35 minutes, according to OBS, and yeah, I feel like I could sit here and play for any more hours and hang out with you guys, but I do have some stuff I need to take care of this evening, and I want to spend some time with the kiddo before he goes to bed. So I think I'm going to park it in Sentinel Hill, and then I think tomorrow when we pick things up, we'll try out the Murlocs, we'll see if we feel okay about it. If anything squiggly happens, then we'll rethink our plan. But I do think if we do this quest, even if we don't get Murkeye, that'll get us to level 22. We'll train level 22, we'll go into Duskwood for some preliminary questing just to kind of whet our appetite for that zone. And then we'll figure out what comes next. Yeah, we don't have any green quests to really work on besides the messenger quest. So, you know, Red Ridge, Duskwood, that's really our only choices. Tomorrow is not D4 Early Access. Friday is D4 Early Access. The 2nd. June 2nd is D4 Early Access. At some point, and I will be playing Diablo 4. At this point I will be streaming it too, that way whatever happens with Diablo 4, even if the servers take a huge dump, well, at least we tried, you know. Well, remember when you're talking about Diablo 4 that there's 2 release dates. If you didn't pay Blizzard the extra $20 on top of the $80 you already paid them, then you're going to be playing the game on the 6th. If you pop down the additional money for the actual early access, then you're getting it on the 2nd. So it really just it's determined by how much money you gave Blizzard. Pork Baby, thank you so much, man. Thank you so much. That's super grateful. Yeah. Thank you. I'm super grateful. I'm actually shocked at how generous you guys are. Rexcar, that's amazing, man. You don't need to do that. Thank you, though. I really appreciate that. You guys should never feel like you have to, like, tip me or throw supers at me or anything. I get flustered when you do it because, like, it's incredible.
King's honor, friend.
Date is based on midnight UTC. Did they put up a map yet? Sometimes they release like actual release maps that will show you like the time zones throughout the world and when the game is coming out. Alright, I could sit here and I could hang out and chat forever, guys, but I do have to go. Thank you guys so much for being here, for all the support, for your generosity, for your words, for your time. I really, really appreciate it. I've been having a great time today, and it's some of the best fun that I've had in the 4 years that I've been playing WoW and the 4 years I've been doing it on the channel. It's been amazing today. One of the best days for me, and it's because of you guys that made it that way. So yeah, thank you guys so much. I really can't express it. I don't have the words to express how grateful I am. And I'm easily embarrassed about stuff like that. So I will just say thank you guys so much. Thanks for being here. We will be here again tomorrow morning. I will make sure that I put it up on the channel so that it has its little thumbnail and it tells you when to expect the stream to go live. So yeah, if you guys are interested, look for that tomorrow morning, and we'll just pick things up from here and we'll go from there. Take care of yourselves out there in the real world, and take care of each other. And we will see you back here tomorrow morning.